Welcome back to Outriders. This is not a good video. The developers have lost their minds. And what makes all of this worse is, I'm not going to say it's their fault, because at the end of the day it's all down to the people that are working on these updates for Outriders. But content creators do need to stop putting certain things in their titles. Ever since platforms have received an update today, all I've seen across YouTube is inventory bug fixed, inventory bug patched. It is not a guarantee that anything they have done is going to work. So what we're going to do is look through the patch notes, basically, the ones they've released on Reddit, and hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from with this one. So it says, we've just released a patch on Steam, Epic, Xbox and PlayStation platforms that addresses the bug that has, since the previous update, been causing the inventories of certain players to be wiped. I get it if Stadia aren't having problems, but Stadia is still on patch 1, like version 1. They haven't received a single update ever since this game was released. They've not even had the day 1 patch for the game. So these developers, that just shows that they're all over the place at the moment. If your inventory has been impacted, please note that our efforts to restore your items are a separate process from today's released patch. Restoring the inventory of affected players is still our highest priority, while today's patch is intended to prevent the issue from continuing to occur. The restoration process is run via our server database and does not require a patch to be implemented. We will have news of this very soon. So that's not even all of it, we will continue, but at this point they might as well just say, we have your money, thank you, now fuck off, we're closing the game servers down. There is no way they should have released this patch and not implemented the restoration at the same time. They shouldn't have put this patch out until that restoration was ready. There's no point doing their tests and making sure inventories aren't clearing, because they've done that over the last 3 days. They've been testing the patch and everything. They've been adding their preventative measures into the background of the game. So give everyone their stuff back so they can actually test if it's going to be wiped again. However, with this new patch, some players may occasionally encounter multiplayer connectivity issues, followed by inventory items being momentarily invisible. This is a known and only temporary behaviour that is part of our 3-step inventory safeguarding measures, because you know that safeguarding they've had since the demo of the game where all of your stuff in your inventory is safe. Restarting your game or waiting a few minutes and then restarting your game should make your items appear again, but there's a big chance they won't, because that was the inventory wipe. We aim to address the occurrence of these edge cases in a future patch. If you do, however, encounter a wipe, and this is where the content creator part comes in, because everyone's putting out videos, oh, it's been patched, it's been fixed. If you do encounter a wipe that occurs after installing the patch and is not resolved following a game restart, please immediately report this in this edge case subthread. So what I'm going to do is link this Reddit thing in the description so that if you guys do have issues, you can go and report it there. Then it continues to say, while we are confident that the patch will prevent inventory wipes in the future like they were from the demo, we do want to use the weekend to continue monitoring the situation and ensure that no more players are encountering any related issues before we move on to the restoration process. So in other words, we haven't actually done our jobs. It's a separate team that works on the restoration. They've gone and done something really fucking bad, as what happens throughout our entire company. So we're just going to tell you that we're looking into it over the weekend, and then at some point next week, if we have an update for you, you might get your inventory back. But remember, we also stated that when your inventory does come back, it's only probably going to be legendaries and purples, and because we can't do everything exactly how it was before, you're going to have randomly rolled mods and stats on your gear that you lost. However, you have paid £60 for our game, so we thank you for that. We will continue keeping you updated and stuff. We will be fully transparent as to what is going on. All the same shit we've heard before in lots of other looter shooters. Oh, we're looking into it. Oh, sorry, this isn't working as intended. Oh, we're doing our best. Oh, if you can let us know, we need your feedback. Your feedback's important. Oh, it's your fault that this hasn't been fixed because not enough of you have reported it. We've heard it all before. But they do continue to say, as soon as we are satisfied by the patch's effectiveness, we will share extra details, including timelines of our upcoming inventory restoration process. So you could be waiting about 2 fucking weeks. Something like that, some stupid amount of time to get your stuff back. The stuff that you sat there, some players were over 100 hours into the game to get hold of that stuff, and it's gone. But don't worry, They've patched it now, it might not happen again. They don't know, they're feeling confident, but even with the patch, you're still not getting your stuff back, you've still got to wait because they want to monitor it over the weekend. Nothing about what you want to play the game, you want to actually get money, like value out of your money, the money that you spent on the game. You want to do this, you want to do that, but that's not acceptable, it's what they want. They need enough time to work on all this stuff that's really, really hard, and all these excuses that get made for them. They say, oh, we have a separate team working on this, we have a separate team working on that. So why don't you, because they've said the people that are working on the patches and everything for all the stability issues is a separate team to the people rebalancing. Absolutely fuck all needs rebalancing in the game right now, so get that team off their arses and working on the stuff that does need fixing. Merge teams together. Because it's not about, oh, they don't know these lines of code. They're developers. Teach them. They know exactly how to work within the game. It's just learning a new line of code. Once you have the experience and the paperwork, the qualifications, you should be able to do it. Any department the game chucks you in. They then carry on, again. While our teams have mainly focused on preventing any further inventory wipes, in other words, they haven't actually bothered with the restoration at all. That's why they're telling you they need the weekend. We've also continued to look at ways of improving our restoration process. Yeah, so in other words, they don't know how to do it. They've told people a load of bullshit. They're claiming now that they're going to be improving the process. In other words, we're working on the process because we haven't actually done anything about it yet. We will update you with these final details as soon as we have tested it and confirmed what is possible. So I'm going to say end of next week is a rough sort of time. My guess as to when this stuff is actually going to go back into your inventories. That's if it doesn't get delayed, because you notice this patch doesn't have to go through all the console security processes and stuff like that. They literally just managed to go boom, Epic, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation. We've implemented the patch here, we've done it there. We've done it absolutely everywhere that we've needed to, with absolutely no mess up because our previous patch got delayed because it had to go through the security, but no, this one's fine. For any affected characters currently encountering a couldn't connect the server, these characters will have their inventories returned and they will become fully playable again as soon as our restoration process has completed. Please keep an eye out for our upcoming announcements regarding restoration and other Outriders related news updates. That's the end of their little Reddit post. So currently, if you have a character, your inventory got wiped and you try logging into that character and it says couldn't connect the server, that's because they've given you a massive middle finger. That's exactly what these people have done, and before anyone in the comments says, yeah, but they're working on it, oh, give it a time, game's only been out for a couple of weeks, they had 5 fucking years to do this sort of stuff. Stress testing their servers, they had 5 years. They delayed the game 3 times to finish up polishing it. And then they also ran an online demo which would have stress tested their servers for an entire month before they released the game. The game was labelled as a fully released product. It's far from it, it's more of a live service game than it is fully released, because half the stuff in the game doesn't fucking work. This patch is a load of bullshit. It's not going to fix the inventory wipe. I can guarantee some people will still experience it. Even if it is a smaller number of cases, there will still be people that experience this. I've had friends, because some people have commented the comments and they've said, oh yeah, but it's only affecting PC. Oh, you haven't paid for the game, why are you so bothered? I have friends on Xbox that have experienced this. I have friends from the YouTube comments, people that I talk to on a regular basis on PlayStation that have experienced this. The developers themselves have said that it's happening across PC and console. So regardless of me paying for the game or not paying for the game or whatever, regardless of me not having it happen, like I don't have the inventory wiped myself, I'm still going to point this stuff out because these developers have royally fucked up. They have fucked up on the next level. This is worse than Anthem. This is worse than Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk on some platforms, mainly being PC, was still a playable game. Anthem had all its bugs at the start. It was bricking consoles, but the game was still playable for a decent amount of people. This game is only working if you are playing solo, and that's if you are lucky whilst you are playing solo. Having groups and stuff is working for a small amount of players. And then there are a big amount of players that are losing their inventories because these developers fucked up. And I say developers, I don't use it as in the people that specifically developed the game. When I say developers, I mean the entire company as a whole. So developers, suits, publishers, whatever. When I say developers, I mean the people that have worked on the game, regardless of it being doing lines of code, doing the QA, I say QA. This game was never tested for quality at all. Never ever. If they claim to have a team, just know that's bullshit. But yeah, before this video gets any longer, I mean, I could probably carry on for another hour. It's kind of amusing to look at the bullshit they're feeding people and just see people fall for it. And, oh, I've been screwed over by so many games in the past, this one doesn't make a difference, so I don't care. Well, now's your chance to fucking stand up for it. Stand up for the product you paid money for. Tell these developers, you fucked up. I want something done to compensate the time you've wasted, my money you've wasted. You have to do something about this. But until something is done properly, or until there is extra news, I'm going to be testing for stealth nerfs and stuff, because we know what these devs are like. And that's going to do it for the video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.